let's take a look at our top selections for Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the Thanksgiving Day feature race at Churchill Downs is race number 10. It's the Grade 2 Falls City Handicap. Let's load up the field. Fillies and mares going 1 1/8 on the main tracks. Nice 3-year-old fillies in here. Untitled coming off a win in the Grade 3 Remington Park Oaks. I think way the horse to beat. Mike's the 3 Bonnie South, who might have run the best race in the Black-Eyed Susan last time out. The main concern for a filly like this, she has all the credentials, graded stakes winner, Grade 1 placed, trained by Brad Cox, yada, 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 is she lacks a lot of speed. And there's not a lot of speed in this race for her to attack.
Yeah, I mean, her running style is a real drawback for her. I agree with you. I think she's way the horse to beat in here. She's the most talented horse in the race, most likely. It's just a question of whether she can get the right trip. Defeated at a short price last time, and her lack of early speed really cost her that day. She was closing. It was too late.
I saw up that time form U.S. pace projector, and that could be a similar situation as last time. Blue bar scenario, favoring horses on or near the lead. Maybe it works against Bonnie South. Certainly going to help. The 5-hour Super Freak, multiple graded stakes placed this year. Now, she was in against a tough one last time out in the Spinster. Gets a little bit of class relief here. I think she's much improved. I know she's earned that giant figure at Monmouth Park, going 1 1/16. Boy, 1 1/8, Mike. I don't know. I've always thought it was a little far for her. She ran a game race in the Chuvy, but she got tired at the end.
She did. That Chuvy was run at a very, very fast pace, though, Dan, and it doesn't feel like this race will be run that way. So maybe, Dan, I agree with you that she's gotten better for Cherie DeVoe. Maybe in the form that she's in right now with a slow pace going on 9 furlongs, maybe she'll get it.
Let's watch En Voutant's last race, the Remington Park Oaks. Listen, she's 3-10 in here. She was ridden like a 3-10 shot. She was taken way to the middle of the track on the backstretch to avoid trouble. She swept outside. She's very late to change leads. That's her. That's just her quirk. She earns an 89 buyer speed figure. She's run faster than that slightly in the past. Her tactical speed is key, coupled with this inside post position, because she's going to work out a trip probably in the second flag. You got to get the jump on Bonnie South.
Yeah, I think that's her real advantage in this race. She's not as fast as that horse as far as overall speed figures go, but she's going to get a better trip than that horse in this race. And that could go a long way. Not worried about 9 furlongs for her, Dan. I think she'll get it. And ultimately, she won that Remington Park Oaks very easily last time. It took her a while to overhaul that horse on the lead, but she did it, and then she moved away at the end. I like this horse. She's going to get a good trip in here.
If it rains, you got to upgrade the number 2, another broad. She's 4 for 6 on a wet track. She's 0 for 15 on dry. This is going to be her first start for Steve Asmussen. She's been a solid horse throughout her career, not exactly a win machine. And I've always thought that maybe these graded stakes races were a little bit tough for her. Now, the distance isn't going to be an issue, but she's got the same running style as Bonnie South, and she may not be in that horse's form.
Yeah, the 9 furlongs is fine for her. She'll go as long as you want her to go. She's just not very good, Dan. I'm not a fan of hers. Even if it does rain and come up wet, I'm still not using her.
Let's watch Bonnie South's Black-Eyed Susan. I thought she was best in this race. Beaten as the odds-on favorite. She was far, far back early. Florence Roux tried to save ground entering the second turn, but he got floated so wide turning into the stretch. She is really kicking at the end of this race. And this race has come back okay. 7th place finisher is a New York bred that came back to win the other day with a triple-digit buyer, a 101. Bonnie South, if she gets any kind of pace, is going to be motoring late.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about trip and pace for her. She needs the right setup, and then she needs a clean run into it. And that's what you have to worry about with horses like her at short prices. I think she's talented, Dan. I'm a fan of hers, and I still feel like we probably haven't seen her best race yet. But at a very short price, there are reasons to be cautious with her.
Grade stakes 4. Smooth with a kick. She's won 2 out of her last 3 for Chad Brown, including this race at Keeneland, where she beat 2 minor next style winners. The 4th place horse coming back to win a 2X at Churchill with an 87. Decent trip, saved ground early, got to the outside, made the lead easily, 2 furlongs out, was on her way under a drive. I like her at 1 1/8. Her 2 fast dirt races at 1 1/8 are good. Class is the big question mark because, boy, she just did not perform in that Twixt at Laurel, and these are tougher horses.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what she does, Dan. I got to admit, I was a big fan of hers early on for Chad, and she just sort of lost me. There were too many races where it felt like she was in a good spot, and she turned out not to be good enough to win. I know she's won 2 of her last 3. The distance is fine for her, and she has really good tactical speed. I don't know, man. I'm just sort of turned off to her a little bit. If she's going to be around 5-6 to 1, I'm not going to argue. But I've sort of given up on this horse.
Now, our Super Freak has really tried hard in some of her races. That Molly Pitcher, she was 1,000,000 to 1. She finished ahead of some really nice horses. Horologist at least franked that form by coming back and running some big races as well. She was simply second best to that one. She worked hard that day. She worked really hard in the Chuvy, chasing a very fast horse in Latruska, and she was still punching on at the end.
Yeah.
And the spinster, listen, Valiance has just turned the corner for Todd. She came back, ran second in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. I don't know. I can give her a mulligan for that race, even if on an easy lead. I'm worried. I'm worried about the 1.125 miles.
I'm worried about it too, but I'm taking her chances pretty seriously in here, Dan. She's really improved for whatever reason. She's really improved for this trainer, and the pace is supposed to be totally different in this race than it was in the Chuvy.
Rusty Arnold's going to send out Cash Out, who cashed in last time out thanks to the stewards going 1.25 miles in an off-the-turf race. Her buyers are light. She has limited upside, I think, after 23 lifetime starts. She's got a little bit of tactical speed and likes the distance. She's going to need a lot of things to happen. She's going to have to run her best, and some of these horses to run below par.
Yeah, agreed. This isn't the strongest field in the world, but she still looks like a bit of an outsider here.
Vicky Oliver is going to stretch the 7 High Regard back. I thought she ran a useful race last time out, third in the optional claiming ranks, only a 77 buyer speed figure. She occasionally fires this big shot at Churchill Downs. She likes this course. Again, I don't love her running style for this race.
I don't either. I'm a little bit of a fan of hers of the longer, the big long shots in this race. She might be one that I would try to get in there somewhere, but I didn't really feel like she could beat this field.
8 is Overthinking. This horse is going from turf to dirt. Now, the last time she ran on dirt, she was in against a real toughie. Dunbar Road in the Delaware Handicap. Dunbar Road, unfortunately, missed some time over the summer. She ran third in the Beldame, third in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. Might have needed one more race before, unless she really would have fired in those races. She's a solid horse, Overthinking. Distance is really good for her, but like her uncoupled stablemate, she needs some pace help.
Yeah, we'll see if she can get the right trip. They've, concentrated mostly on turf with her, Dan, especially lately, but I actually feel like she's a better dirt horse.
And she's run some really nice figures on the dirt. That 90 from 4 starts back against Dunbar Road, that plays well here. The 9 is Market Rumor. She won at Churchill Downs last time out in gate-to-wire fashion, and she just got a great trip and ride. No one wanted the lead. She took it. They went 3/4 in 1:15, and she drew away like a horse that goes 3/4 in 1:15 should. Now, she is going to be able to utilize that speed to her advantage here and get close to the pace, but this is a much tougher field.
Yeah, and I mean, she just got away so easy on the lead last time, had all the best of it, and still only ran an 80, Dan. She just has to take a big step forward.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Falls City. Michael Envoûtante in here. A lot of upside for Kenny McPeak. She's got tactical speed that's really going to put her in a good spot.
Yeah, I just like this horse, Dan. I think she is going to get a good trip in this race. And I thought maybe, just maybe, that could be the difference between her and Bonnie South. Who is the horse to beat in here? I think this horse is going to be fine at the distance. I think she's going to get a good trip.
Agree with you that Bonnie South's the horse to beat. I guess of the big two, I prefer her. Smooth with a Kick's a horse that I'm interested in. I just really liked her race at Saratoga going this distance, and maybe I was just fooled by her beating weaker competition. I like the way she beat weaker competition last time. And I just wish that race at Laurel wasn't there, because that race is the real turnoff and may prove that she's just class compromised. But I think at 5-1, she fits at least enough on a form standpoint. I'll go with Smooth with a Kick. Mike's going Envoûtante. Beware Bonnie South in the Fall City Handicap. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.